It's terrible. Pabst Blue Ribbon can came out okay. Oh, 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 there it is. That looks good right there. There you go. That's what you get. See, now here's the teapot. The teapot was also terrible. But I suppose if we gave it like turtle legs here and here and like maybe underneath and back there, and then like I don't know, like claws. That's my reminder to come go get my daughter, I'm sure. There. And then we're on our way to terrible, terrible teapot, terrible tea tortoise, terrible torties. Terrible. Now you're probably like, what's this duel of the elements all about? And I get that. I respect where you're coming from. So I thought I'd do like a brief preview of the adventure, but only just the first scene. I don't want to give away any spoilers here, so I'm going to go into this is the session that it is based on. Oh, it went dark. Ah, there it is. All right, you don't need to see any of this. Let's just clip this a little bit here. Zoop and zoop. All right, so you're at sea, and well, this is actually the TTRPG pickup con version. You're at sea, and I can even read text right from the adventure here. Let's see, Duel of the Elements. Just gonna pop that out. There we go. All right, so now you don't have to like look at the text while I'm reading it. So it's a short adventure. It's nautical based. As you can see, we're at sea in the beginning here, and then I'm just gonna shrink that window a little bit, and then there we go. And then rocks rise from the murky depths of the ocean, right? The water around the ship begins to smoke and roil, bubble and boil. Steam rises up, making the area humid. Before the ship can get fully clear, rock outcroppings explode from below the surface of the water and capture the ship as it lists to starboard. That's right when looking forward. You hear the cracking of timbers. Oh no, the ship has been captured and damaged. Whatever shall you do? After some looking around, you realize I'm here, I'm ready. I'm here, I'm ready. It's just trying to get this camera set up straight. Like, it does not. It hates me. Hate me. I don't hear any music. Oh, son of a. I need to make this into like a real like thing here. That's not the speakers on. All right. I have this stupid ring light, and it's got like a bracket for. It's got fine. That's good enough. It's got a bracket for a smartphone. All right, stop moving. But it's not made for a webcam. Whatever. Hello and welcome to Terrible Art Tuesday. Welcome to Terrible Art Tuesday, where I make terrible art and terrible production values. Terrible production value Tuesday. Whatever. Let's get started. All right. I suck at faces and hands. Faces and hands. So I have this book called I don't remember. Drawing realistic faces or something. Lifelike heads. This one is called Lifelike Heads. So I'm going to draw some lifelike heads. So I was doing some work this week, and it turned out terrible, like I expect all my art to turn out. It looked like, nope, that's not it. Looked like, that's not it. It looked like this. So I was working on this earlier this week because just doing two arts a week, just doing 2 hours a week of art is not going to get me anywhere. So I do a bunch of art offline, kind of like this. So this was a redraw of a map I did in a smaller notebook with lined paper. I figured it would just be easier to redraw it. I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet. It turns out okay. I don't know. The mountains need a little work. The interior needs a little work. And then I was drawing this guy who was supposed to be like a wolf man. And then I realized his hands were terrible. And his face was terrible. So last night I did, before I went to sleep, I did a proto face. I did one face to see if I could get it. Where is it? It's not terrible. I mean, it's not great. So, it was terrible. So today, we're just going to work on faces for a while. Face. Oh, that coffee is strong. I did this thing where I ground the beans and then I put it in water and I turned on the water in the electric kettle to heat. And I walked away and I came back and I ground beans again. And then I realized I probably ground beans like 3 times before I made coffee. So I had to make a pour over pitcher instead of a regular cup. And it's really strong still. I don't know how much was in there. I should have paid more attention. Okay, enhancing expression. To emphasize the characteristics brought out by each type of lighting, I employ the following tricks. Be careful with slight smiles. They tend to look odd. Try to be a little bolder and make your smiles unambiguous. Yeah, sure. I also raised the lower eyelids so the bottom of the iris is a bit flattened. I also raised the lower eyelids so the bottom of the iris is a bit flattened, which suggests a smile. So he's saying this suggests a smile. So I got to do an eye, which I'm also not good at eyes, like this, and then it comes back around like here at that little eye booger corner, right? And then he says like oh, that was terrible. And so like this, and then there's he's got like a that, and then just like a little. I'm gonna drag OBS way over here so I can see, so I don't have to look up so far all the time. The desk isn't really set up for doing art. That's part of the problem. I have a drawing desk, a drafting desk out front on the 3 seasons that I was thinking of bringing in, but I don't really know where I'm going to put it and then be able to stream. I might have to stand up and do it. That might not be a bad plan. The goal of this, of course, well, the goal of the eye is to see. The goal, I don't know. It just like it doesn't look good. Yeah, whatever. All right. So I screwed up one eye already. So now let's do. I'm going to do this other eye, which is. So then he's like. Well, I say he, but I don't know who wrote this book because I'm not looking at it right now. Look, they're not even the same. They're not even the same size. All right. But then he says like the eye is up here. We'll do the over our thing and no under thing. And he says that one of A says suggests a smile. In contrast, showing the bottom of the iris creates a serious eye. So this is a serious eye, according to this book. They. I'm going to start saying they because I don't want to insult anybody. Hopefully the person that wrote this book doesn't show up and be like, stop destroying this art. All right. I don't know. This one actually turned out a little better. I'm gonna put some like veins and bloodshot. He's bloodshot eyes. Bloodshot eyes. If I had a colored pencil, I could do like evil eye. You remember Pan's Labyrinth? Anyone see Pan's Labyrinth? Where his eyes were in his hands? He would hold his eyes up so he could see. Yeah, that's a really terrible. These are some terrible hands. Oh look, I did it backwards. His thumbs were out. Like this, or maybe on the backs of his hands. Actually, that's kind of a weird face now. Look if I draw it in. I was going for hands, but now that I look at it, I did say I was going to do faces today, didn't I? You might not have been here. I did say I was going to do faces today, so let's just make a face out of these terrible eyes. It's got weird thumb-like ears. Right, that's where your eyes are. Your eyes are even with your part of your ear. Sure, good enough. Oh, what if he had one of those weird tri-mouths where it opens like... This always creeped me out in movies. And then there's like teeth. And his nostrils are just slits. And then his head are all fingers. So then there's like fingernails growing out of the top of his head. The hand-headed Horrigan. All right, hold on. Hand-headed Horrigan. They're like these little creepy little short fingers, too. This is definitely going in Chris's poorly drawn compendium of creation. Stubby little fingers. Those are like the bend marks in the fingers there. And like here he's got like wrinkles in his thumb. It's really easy to wiggle his ears though. Do 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 do. That's really gross. And then there's like or should his mouth be open a little bit? We're just gonna move on from that. All right, the model's intelligence is emphasized in the side lip drawing by the pushing up of the lower lip in judgment. Okay. Anyway, the furrow between, so he's got this like, oh, that's way too much. God, faces are hard. Words are hard. And then he's just got like eyes like this. Sure, looks a little mad, I guess. You want to see really mad? You wouldn't like me when I'm really mad. You don't like me when I'm really mad. Grrr. Angry face. Do one thing here. One terrible art. Terrible art. All right. Terrible art. Okay, so that's a face. That's a face. Oh, now he's got a skull. All right, so then like, let's see. We're gonna draw a skull. It's gonna be like, it's kind of round on the top. It's kind of like this thing, and then the jaw comes down. It's kind of like this thing, and then the jaw comes down. Okay, there's like a third rule. There's like a third rule. That's not a third. Need something a little wider. Here we go. This is like a third. Oh, I see. It's like right here. And then there's like a third. Right, so then right through the middle there should be the, it's a little light, you can't see it yet, that's fine. All right. That's the neighbor's dog running around that the microphone is picking up, actually. It's a fucking annoying little rat dog. Pardon my French, but it really is an annoying, really annoying little dog that barks all day and then has some heavy toy that thunks around and wakes us up at night and during the day. There's no peace in the house because of the dog. No peace. Okay, so up here should be like the eye sockets. They're not really round, they're almost like square. Like right here as well. That's pretty close to the same size, I guess. And then your nose has this weird like arrowhead sort of look to it. So that's a third, and that's a third, and that's a third. And then this should be like it's gotta be like right here. It has to be the line in the teeth. It's gonna be the line in the teeth right there. I kind of screwed these things up on the side. It should actually be like connected to the skull. It does this like that. All right, and then the jaw. Oh, I see what I did wrong. The jaw. I got it. These are too low. Because this is all one piece. Because this comes down, and it's the top part of the mouth. And then the jaw comes like up here. Something like that. Maybe not as angled as I made that. Not as angled. So the jaw should like come up like this. It goes down here. Okay. And you got like the weird where your teeth are in your skull. And then so then they have like and I like the same thing over here. Oh, that's like curved shading. Ooh, spooky, spooky skull. Okay, and then down here, see now the weird thing about teeth is when you see most skulls. Ooh, this one's good. This one's good. Arr. Has this? They have these lines here where your teeth are actually in your skull. Right. Lines right here. This one. The nose comes in. Same thing here too. Look at. You know, there's a person who's the model for like, their skull was the model for most, like all skulls. So he's got like a weird thing here. I'll put that right there. We'll look at that while I'm doing this. Okay, so it's got, so there's not only teeth, but then there's also lines in the skull where the teeth are. So if I just say that these are the teeth, then there's like a, right, but then there's little lines here in between, little like divots where the teeth are mounted in the skull. And I kind of screwed up the nose a little bit. Let's try that again. See, there's like there's a bone in the middle, so they got to go. It's one big piece like that, but then there's like a raised area in the middle, so part of it is shadowed, but then there's like a line straight down the middle, and then part of it is shadowed over here, but you get that raised bone bit there. And then here there's because you have the overhanging brow here. Oh, there's supposed to be like a dark area here because this is all recessed and covered, so you can't really see this. That's the underjaw. The underjaw right there. All right, and then he's got smaller teeth on the bottom, and they're offset. They're not like quite, because they're smaller. So it's like, and they're shadowed. And then the same thing, like the jaw comes down. But there's no, on the bottom one, there's no like ripples as much. Well, there are, but it's much less. So I think what I'm just going to do is kind of shade those in a little, shade all this in a little bit, just to show that it's darker and underneath. The teeth should have, I need a finer pencil here. The teeth should have like all right. The jaw, this jaw's pretty square. There should actually be like that. It should go like that. Okay, so that's kind of a skull. Theirs is much better than mine. It has like a, I don't know, like a line down here. Because this part of your head is like sort of concave. Like that. Because there's this bone here that sticks out, this cheekbone. So there's some stuff that's shaded over there. Pencil lazy 4H. Mine's a very cartoon skull. Haha, you thought I was doing it in crayon, Crow? That would be incorrect. It would be way worse. I didn't say it was coloring with, Christopher. That would be fun. Get one of those adult coloring books with swear words in them. This is not good. That's all I gotta say about that. Today we're doing studies of faces. This started as something and then turned into the Hand-headed Horrigan, and he's got one of those creepy tri-mouth things that opens up, and then when he tries to eat you, like, it's like 3 flaps. Okay. Facial muscles and expressions. So then there's like muscles in the middle here. This they do this, that right there. And then there's muscles up here, and they do this. Muscles go up and down right here in front of your head, apparently. Ooh, this guy's got a pretty wicked brow ridge. Glow's list most important muscles used in facial expressions. Familiarizing yourself with them will help you understand how the muscles move to affect the shapes and bulges of the skin. Right, got that. Okay. All right, so they're talking about, now I'm talking about planes of the head. So they say like, here's the face, and then there's like that, and then like your nose is like here. Brow and forehead too square, head too short. Oh, so the head's supposed to be longer. So they have this like this top-down view of the head. That's like oops, see, mine's too rounded. Apparently we've all got pointy heads. Alright, if you look at the bottom of this head, this head's round. But not according to this book. According to this book, our heads look more like this. And then our ears are like right here. Okay, and then there's like the brow, like right there. And then cheekbones are kind of like down there. And then the nose is like mine's off-centered. Like if you draw a straight line through it and you look, you can see it's a little off-centered. It's a little better, I guess. Yeah, closer. All right, so then like this is like the brow. This is the top of the head. This is a cheekbone. This is a cheekbone, and then of course this is the nose, right there. And then, like all of this, actually from like here, this all gets shaded because this is all like on the downslope. Pencils is HB. I don't want the HB. I want the 6B. Okay. so that's all shaded as the back of the as the back of the head is all sloped down. The ears should be kind of shaded in too because they're in shadow compared to the rest of the head. I'm just doing a little social media post here to get some people to come poke an eyeball in and be like, that's terrible. And I used Terribolus the tortoise, who was the very first thing that I drew on Terrible Art Tuesday as the mascot. As the mascot. All right, and then there's also this, like in the middle of your head, it must be this line right here. This line right here. That must make like a, where the plates meet. And it's like here. So this is all in shadow, but then there's this line here. Lefties, it's hard to be left-handed sometimes. Okay. I'm not the artist here. It's true. I do not consider myself a visual artist. Just trying to get better at it. But some of this stuff will definitely fit into Christopher's poorly drawn compendium of creation. It's a really long name. I'm gonna put all those words on the cover because then I don't need that much art on the cover. All right. Artists unfamiliar with the top view of the head make errors at the brow with the shape of the forehead and in the head's overall length and width. Okay, so what they were saying was that lots of people kind of do this sort of head here, right? But really, the brow is much more rounded, and then the head is supposed to be much longer. That's what they're saying. They're saying that, like, you rarely do you see top down unless you're gonna make like tokens for an RPG. So, I guess I don't know what else. When else do you do a top down on somebody's head? When you're leaping down upon it to stab them. All right, I get what they're saying though. I get what they're saying. Like, you know, if you look at where your ears are in relation to, there's a whole bunch of head in front of your ears, whole bunch of head. But then when people make faces, they're like, here's my ears, here's my eyes and my nose and my mouth, and here's a tuft of hair. Haha. But those ears should be on the back side of the curve. Really, they shouldn't. The ears shouldn't be on the front side of the face because they're not. They're like way back there, and then the nose should be, you know, sticking out way more. I get it. I understand. Okay, what's next? The neck doesn't narrow at the top, and it isn't concave at the sides. The body's forms bulge out. They can be flat but not concave. Okay, so they're saying, like, if you have a, where's my 4H? They're saying if you have like a here's a very 80s Wolverine jaw, right? Okay, here's 80s Wolverine jaw. 80s Wolvie jaw line. Because I drew lots of Wolverine as a kid, so I know I know what it looks. They're saying like your neck doesn't do this. It says your neck doesn't do this. I said if anything it does like this. And then bulges out like this. Right? In the case of Wolverine, his mask his head was always drawn like told you I drew a lot of Wolverine when I was a kid. Wolverine. And then he had these like really sharp bones, really sharp cheekbones, and he always looked angry. 80s Wolverine. Right, then you shade like, I don't know, whatever that. Could almost go 80s Batman that way too. But now, so according to this, then his neck should be like there, and then bulge out to go down to his shoulders, and then his shoulders would be like circles here. His pecs are like pectoral muscles, shoulder muscles. I'm Wolverine, like that. Okay, so don't draw concave necks. Got it. The body's form bulges out. They can be flat but not concave, except in tiny transitions that are barely visible. Okay. All right, let's see. The face wedges toward the nose like this helmet. They're showing like a old. Like this. Okay. Notice the exaggerated highlights A, yeah, here, and B. So there's like areas that are totally unshaded to show that the light is like bouncing right off of it. And then they're talking about how faces are shaped. So a Caucasian male's face is kind of wedged, but then the Asian male is kind of a flatter and sharper angles on the sides of the head. Okay. The light is brightest on the planes that are perpendicular to the light source. Indeed. All right, general proportions. This is one thing I really got to work on because A, I'm terrible at faces and heads to begin with, but B, man, when I screw one up, I really screw one up. So if we go back through some of the terrible art that here's a good one. Look how terrible that art is. Like, I like this leg, and that's it. I don't like anything else about it. This leg is okay, you know. I don't know what happened here. His skull doesn't follow any. He doesn't even have ear holes or anything on this side. He's just got like one big thick skull head. There's Terribalis! Ah! Oh, that's for a secret project. That was drawn on the stream. That was drawn on the stream. That was not drawn on this stream. I was trying to see if I could draw like some cool book. It didn't pan out. As you can tell, it did not pan out. I don't know what happened with his jaw. And his eyes are all like super evil. But it's a, you know, and I was practicing looking eyes. And anyway. These faces, this face here, I don't know. Like there's so much crap going on with his head that you can't really see, and then I had to erase the hands because they were so bad. I didn't even want to show them on. But if we go all the way back here, this was like, I'm gonna draw on stream. This one actually turned out really well, I thought. This dragon. But everything else is like me just doing like basic stuff. I'm gonna draw on stream, and then I drew this and I was like, maybe I shouldn't draw on stream because like his pec should be a little bigger than, I don't know what's going on there. He's got triple pecs. So this was like, what is this? Terrible Art 5. So this is 5 weeks of literally going and drawing almost every day. Whenever I have time, I'm drawing something here at the house. 5 weeks later, the body looks a bunch better. The head still looks terrible, so I decided today we're going to do heads. Oh, there's a couple other things. Where'd that other sheet go that I... Oh, these were drawn on stream as well. I don't like these wings. I don't know, I don't mind the body. And now here, see, now I know all kinds of stuff that I should do on this guy. You know, like there should be more shading over here on the half-dead troll. His jaw is really weird. This was like the first time I started working on some skeleton bones on the inside. And then I did another book, and they said like draw the skeleton first so you can see, well, you might not be able to see, but there were skeleton bones in the legs and stuff to kind of give me the form that was going to go for the rest of that project. This guy, he doesn't even have a face. He's just got dark spots where his eyes and his nose and his mouth should be, kind of, sort of. But it's Terrible Art Tuesday. Terrible, terrible, terrible Art Tuesday. So I don't expect these to look good, but one day I'm gonna make something and go, huh, I like that one. All right, so now they're talking about general proportions, and they say to go from, all right, I'm gonna draw real quick, I'm gonna draft a real quick head here. So like it's like and then it comes down here. Chin, jawline, chin, jawline. All right, I'm gonna put a line down the middle here. Make sure I'm proportionate. I'm not. Should come out a little more, and then slant it a little more. That's a little too much, I think. I don't know. Let's see here. There's half. There's half. Half. Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty close. Okay. Symmetry. Oh, that's a sharp turn. So I would soften that up, I guess, later. I don't know. Okay, so maybe the light is too bright. Let's see here. One more. All right, so proportions. So they say half and half. Oh, that's about right. I feel like I'm in drafting class back in high school. Okay, so this halfway mark is like the bottom of the eyes. So this is half, bottom of eye. I'm just looking at their picture, or actually, so like, okay, so like, I'm just gonna make a simple eye here. And then like the lid is actually underneath that half mark. Same thing here. Like, that was terrible. I don't know what happened. Why he's got like one googly eye. Googly eye. Try to keep this. Okay, so let's see. So it should be like right there, and like there, and then it comes up and down. Still got kind of a googly eye. Yeah, well, okay. Anyway, bottom of the eye. Bottom of the eyeball. Well, bottom of the iris. No? Yeah, sort of. Alright. So that's at the half. And then they say cut it into thirds. I could put my really small ruler, but I can't. So I gotta use this big slapdashery aluminum ruler. Slapdashery. What am I gonna measure in millimeters? All right. So they say 4.5, but that's to where like your hair is like 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So what if I go down to 3? No, they leave like a little bit. See what it looks like in inches, like 1/2 inches. I didn't really measure this when I made it. Yeah, this would be okay. No, darn. Drop something else. Okay, here's the bottom. 1, 2, 3, yeah. And then like here, here. It's pretty close. Okay, so off of this side, then this is like where the hair starts. It's like where your hairline would be. And then this one is like the brow would go over there. And then this one is the bottom of the nose. Here, so the nose comes down like there, and then mouth would be like here. We are not amused. It's so bad. It's so bad. And then this goes into that brow. Okay, so then this is like just like this. It's the end. It's like 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Curve that in a little bit. Make it look a little more natural. I mean, it looks a little more natural to me. I don't know if it's actually right. I need a brush so that I don't erase and then like wipe something out. Looks very Russian. Dog comrade. We're mad at Russia right now because they suck. They're invading the Ukraine. They killed a photojournalist. They bombed a maternity hospital. People are trapped in Mariupol and Kiev. It's not cool. Knock it off. Bad Russia. Go home. All right, you can't really see these lines, but this is like a 1/3 line, a 1/3 line, 1/3 line. And it says that the bottom of the nose is 1/3 up. And then if you go from the bottom of the nose, you should get to the eye ridge, like the eyebrow should go. So if I measure mine, I have to find the bottom of my chin here. The beard is covering it. Like here, and then like here. Yep. Right? 1/3. 1/3. 1/3, and that's where the hair should start, is what they're saying is there. And then like to the bottom of the eye, to the here is the same as the bottom of the eye to the top of the head. I don't know, like here to my chin, and like there to the top of my head. Yeah, general proportions for human faces, human heads. That's what this book is doing. I'm just drawing it so that I get a little bit of practice, because I'm terrible at faces, as you can see by this guy here. Like, his eyes are not even the same size, and his nose is scary. I don't even know what's going on with his nostrils. I don't know why they're so big. Can I just do that? Why are noses so hard to draw? It shouldn't even go that far. It should be like here. And then his nostril should just be like here. Oh. Well, that's not terrible, I guess. Not terrible. Not great. Not terrible. I gotta fix this eye. Man, these eyes are driving me crazy. He's got two different sized eyes. Pupils are crazy. It's killing me, man. It's killing me. I don't know what to say, bro. It's killing me. It's just not right. Nobody looks like that, man. Nobody looks like that. And put the little eye booger area in there. I'm sure there's a name for this little like thing right here where the eye boogers collect. And then the mouth. The mouth is like absolutely horrible as well. All right, so there, and then like you have these. So from down, you have like lines that come down your face. I don't know whose face this is. And then you have like the ones that come down to your lips. Lips! Boy, are lips hard to draw. You'd think, you know, it's like a... Where's my other pencil? I had a third pencil here. Oh! Hey, I found the third pencil. Oh, that totally broke the... That's alright, that's not the pencil I want. This is not the pencil you're looking for. That's not the pencil we're looking for. Move along, move along, move along. Move along. I'm like, hey, where's the pencil sharpeners? They're way off camera. I'm gonna go sharpen some pencils. Be right back. Sharpening pencils! Sharpening pencils. I shall return. Tell ya, I bought a pack of pencils from Castle Arts, and it came with a pencil sharpener, and this pencil sharpener is really good. It's just a tiny little metal pencil sharpener here. But boy, zoop done. Zoop done. I have two other pencil sharpeners. Admittedly, they're for the kid. And they're not so great, but she has an electric pencil sharpener too, so I suppose I could have just did that. All right, back to the mouth, because the lips need doing. These lips need doing here. What kind of lips am I going to give them? Frowny lips? Frowny lips. How far? Okay, so like up here, there's like your chin. Kind of like right there. he looks very sad. But that's not it, because then there's like the line of your lip down here. And now he looks less sad. But I didn't even draw his lips yet. His lips are gonna be like, you're like, oh my god, what is he doing? Try that again. I think this one line is too close. It should be like down here a little bit more. Well, he definitely doesn't look happy, that's for sure. Huh. Like, where does that hair go? Oh, he's just got like a little mohawk thing going on here. I don't know. I think that's just gonna keep working at it. I think that's a keep working at it sort of thing. Because mine doesn't look anything like theirs. Look, here's theirs. Here's theirs, right there. There's theirs, right? Here's mine. There's alien. They're human, alien, human, alien. Right, and then there's, because they have even with like these lines here. I think his head is just too big. Human, alien, human, alien. Why does mine look so different? Oh, it doesn't have any ears. Ears should be like there. Now he looks even worse. Now you got like crazy eyes and alien head and like some tech. He needs a tech implant or something. I don't know. There, guy. Human. Alien. Human. Alien. Can I just get away with not drawing faces and just be like blank? Like there'll be like a big creature. Like, oh, look at this huge creature, and he's got wings. Right, wings. And then his head will be like here, and it'll just be like, just imagine his face is there. Like this. You can't see that. It's too. Never mind. The joke is lost. Oh wait, so if I do some shading, I don't know, I don't think it's going to make him look any less alien. Now this pencil's too sharp. Got like Palpatine wrinkles under his eyes. Can't see what? Can't see this? What can't you see? Oh, I was just screwing around. I was just saying, like, I'm just gonna draw creatures and, like, have blank spots where their faces. Like, I'm just gonna draw a head. And be like, here's the head. And then it'll just be, like, guidelines for the face. And be like, oh, that last one was wrong. But, it'd be like this really nice creature. Like, look at all this stuff going on. He's got wings. Wings. He's got claw arms, claws, right? And be all this stuff, and then it'd just be guidelines for a face, not an actual face. It'd be like, all right, here, just imagine he's got a face, like here. All right, there you go. That's it. I'm done. Maybe here I'll make it look like he's got eyes, but that's it. There, that's the face. But meanwhile, death claws and evil wings and flame shooting out of his head. I don't know. Welcome to the show, Fast Robot. Today I'm drawing heads. Heads, head, pants, new. So I started with this one. I was just going to do some eyes. And then I was thinking about Pan's Labyrinth. And then this became the head-handed Horrigan. He's got one of those weird mouths with like 3 flaps. Like this here. Looks like a peace symbol until his mouth opens and he tries to eat you. And then he's got nubby little fingers growing out of his head here. And to wiggle his ears is really easy. A la Pan's Labyrinth. That guy, I can't remember if he had him. I think he looked this way. Oh, he did it this way. My guy's thumbs are on backwards, or the eyes are on the back of his face. I don't know. Anyway, that was just the first warm-up drawing, and then I was looking at like how you can make people look very mad. But it's all about heads and faces today. This is like 80s Wolverine jawline and then 80s Wolverine. Drew a lot of Wolverine in the 80s. None of it good. It's very terrible, thank you. All right. Facial features. Ears. We all have them. No one can draw them. This person can draw them. They drew a pretty good ear. Let's see. Let's draw an ear. Draw a rough lay-in of the ear. It's easy for you to say. My whole ear, when I'm finished, is still going to be a rough lay-in. It kind of goes like this. And then it comes down like here. And then comes around. Does it? Is that how my ear... I don't think my... I must have weird ears. I don't know. Okay, so I got this. I'll move it over here. I know it's very light right now because I'm just doing the starter, and then like this comes here. And then it does a little dip in. There's like this area right here. Oh, that size-wise, that turned out okay. All right, darken in a little. You can see it on stream. And then right under here, it comes up It's like kind of like that. All right. And then there's just like a hint of a line here. I don't know, is that how my ear looks? I guess. I don't look at people's ears or feet. Maybe I should. Maybe I should look at people all the time. Let me see your ear. Creepy. Sitting in a cafe, like drinking coffee, staring into somebody's ear. What's that look like there? Let me see your ear, fast robot. Okay, step 1, draw a rough lay-in of the ear. Yes. Step 2, then apply tone to indicate the chateaus. The chateaus, you say? No, this isn't French, class. Sorry. The shadows. All right, so this one's really dark, and then this is kind of dark, and then there's like a thing here. See, now I think this ear is like too, maybe it should like curl around a little more. Like that. I mean, there's all kinds of earlobes out in the world, really. It's just like, okay, so this one's really dark, so I'm just going to use my 6B and shade this in real quick. See, like, these lines just kind of go away sort of eventually here. I must see your ear hole. All right, and then there's like some dark, like right here. Okay, that's like the darkest part of the ear. Oh, and then this like under, right? Because that's the part that curls over. So that's like the dark part of the ear. Now there's like a dark-ish part of the ear. I'm going to use my HB4 here. And that's like all of this stuff. And this line kind of just is going to go away a little bit here. This is all like... Okay, and then this, oh, and this is, I see, this is like there's like a thing right here that's like a shadow. Right, and then there's shadow down here because the ear kind of rolls over. Looks like a monkey ear to me. And this shadow kind of goes all the way down. I feel like it's going to stop right here. I'm going to erase this part. It's got like a big old ear. See, mine has a divot in it from where it was pierced. This one is fresh. I mean, it's still technically pierced. It was pierced so long it hasn't closed up. And then there's like a shadow underneath to show that it's like sticking out from the body a little bit. This line needs to like... should have like a... I don't know. This should all be slightly shadowed because it's inside. But then you have like that. Just kind of disappears, doesn't it? Yeah, just kind of goes like loop, and it's gone. All right. This is all shadowed, and then that is not so shadowed. Unless it like bends over, curls over a little bit. You have like this line that's like, oh, it goes this way. I don't know. Looks like something. I wouldn't say an ear. What if I like give it like wisps of hair here, like? The hair is drawn back over the ear. And what if I don't know. I don't know what else I could do to give it more of an ear impression. Each form has core and cast shadows and highlights. Okay, so then what they say is in this book, it's like, I think line on bottom may be weird. This one? What if I oh, I know what's going on here. Like it's still got to be connected to the head, so and then this shadow can be even bigger, as a matter of fact. I'm not really ever going to do any portraits, that's for sure. I'm not going to be like, come get a terrible picture of your D&D character. I was going to do commissions like $5 for terrible art commissions, and then all the money goes to the Ukraine. There. That kind of looks like an ear. I mean, it also kind of looks like intestines to me, but whatever. All right. So what they said was there's like two basic noodle shapes. I call them noodle shapes. They didn't call them noodle shapes. That are like casting shadows in the ear. So you have like this one here, right? And it's like like this one, and then it goes like this. So you have this. You have this one, but then there's like this other piece here that curls around it. And then this has its own like shadows too. So like it's really dark over here. And then there's like light shading over here because the edge of it is perpendicular to the light, and that's always the brightest part. I learned that today. I didn't just know that. I read the book and then regurgitated it. So they have this really bright area So if I just shade the whole thing and then take the eraser and go like, so they say, what they're saying is there's like these two curled pieces of the ear. Where are my fingers? These two curled pieces of the ear. And that's where the shadows are coming in the ear. So you have this like dark shadow here. There's dark shadow here, and there's dark shadow on the inside. But then there's these lines where the ear, the surface of the ear, is perpendicular to the light. So if I just lightly shade this whole thing in, it's really just an exercise in shading for me now as well. And then like, gotta buy myself a brush to, as soon as I said the word, I don't need a brush, I got paintbrushes. So they're saying like that's what the shading is like. So now if I go back to this ear, like the light is coming down, and so there should be shading all through this part here, but not a lot. And then just this top piece right here. Is what's perpendicular to the right, and then you can have like a give it like another other little shape here. That's pretty close. That's like it's like 4 inches from the camera. There, that's what it looked like. Huh. Okay. All right. Ears. Ears are weird. Oh, I should do like elderly people usually have much larger ears and noses. Don't put a teenager's ear on an elderly person like I once did on an important commission. Duly noted. I don't think I'm ever going to have an important commission to begin with. Okay, so so now they're talking about like profile, and they say the head kind of like you got your brow, and then it just kind of curls, your head kind of curls around until it gets the occipital bone there. It comes in a little bit and then it goes out. Okay, and then from here the nose comes out. My nose, no, that's good. All right. And then like right where the occipital bone is, like right here is where the nose, and that's where the ear is. Okay, and then the ear is going to be like, because the ear is like in line with the eyes kind of. So if I do like just like gonna draw down to the ear. That's too angled. The ear is fairly straight up and down, so like there, but a little curved here. Because then from the ear, you kind of draw the, whoa, that's too much. See, there should be like an invisible line like right here. And that's how you draw the jawline, apparently. Who knew? Not me. So this is called Terrible Art Tuesday and not You Should Have Known This Tuesday. Should have known this, Chris. Should have known this. Huh. In line with... Yeah. Thank God for that. Otherwise, how would we keep our glasses up? I did a study on that earlier today here where... yeah, I did a study of that earlier today where you... From the bottom, you go 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, and then you have this little bit left on top. And the first third is the bottom of the nose, and the second third is like the bottom of the eyes to kind of the top of the ears. It won't focus on this. Whoa, there we go. And then the top third. So first third is the bottom of the nose. Second third is the ridge of the eyes. And then the top third is where the hair starts. This is right out of the book. This is just my alien looking version of it. And then here, from the bottom, halfway up is the bottom of the eye. Come on, you can do it. Focus. Focus. All right, well, halfway up is like the bottom of the eye. So the 2/3 up is the ridge, and halfway up is the eye. So now if I go over here and I do that same thing, right? I'm just going to extrapolate off of it. Like, so if this is the bottom here, and that's the top here, give or take. I couldn't find my small ruler, so I have this Wampin ruler, this huge ruler here. Boy, I can't decide how I want to measure this. Okay, we're going to measure in centimeters here. All right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just about 4 centimeters in height. So this right here is the halfway mark, and that should be the bottom of the eye. Yeah, it's pretty close. And then if I was going to do thirds, 1, 2, 3, 4, I got to do 1 1/3 here, and then 1 1/3 here, and then like here. Okay, so then like that third line right there would be the bottom of the nose. Oh, that was a little off. It should be like this way, like there. And then this third right here should be like the eye ridge. This is the eyes on this one are a little low. So it should be like, this is where the eyebrow is. Because then the eye is gonna fit like right here. And then the nose should actually be like that. That looks really weird up close, let me tell you. Looks really weird because the nose should be coming out like here. Oh, he's got one of those kind of noses. That's not the right curve for the nose there. It should just be like right, so now the ear. Should be like right here. Oh man, I gotta draw a whole nother ear now? Who gave me this project? Oh, there's like a thing that comes back around. All right, and it goes like down, and like so. Then you have like that little hairy part. It's kind of like that. Gotta remember to go get my daughter. She wants to go to Half Price Books and look for a specific book today, right after school. I said, okay. I'm not going to be like, no, don't read. We just had parent-teacher conferences, and her teacher told us that from standardized testing, which I'm not really a fan of, her reading is at 4th grade and 2 months. And she's in 2nd grade right now. 4th grade in 2 months. And she's in 2nd grade September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months. 2 years. 2nd grade, 7 months. But she's reading like 4th grade, 2 months, which is awesome. And then her math is like 2nd grade, 9 months. So she's right where she should be for math, which I'm okay with. I can tell she's not math and logic like I am. But the reading thing makes me super happy, being a writer and an avid reader. And we read like really hard stuff. So she has this book of like everything, this book about everything. And yesterday we were reading about coccolithophores. Coccolithophores, which is their fossils are what makes chalk. And she uses a lot of chalk. So she was like, oh. I said, there, now you know, like when you're drawing with chalk, you know what the chalk is made out of. I'm not depressed about this head, by the way. I'm not depressed about it. His nose is very, very weird, very dark. Let me see if I can fix his nose. He's got kind of a big nose, but I'm okay with that. I'm all right with this. And this is like a single line. Look at... You could draw a head with a single line. Who knew? Okay, and then there's like shadowing. So there's like some shadowing here under by the occipital bone. And then of course there's some shadowing under the jawline in the ear. Right? We can give him a cheekbone. Oh, you know what I drew? Ear too far back. I was looking at the wrong one and I drew ear too far back. Ear just right, so he's happy. Okay, let me examine the... Oh, the coccolithophore. Right, so we were reading about coccolithophores. And there were a lot of words in that one where she was like, what? And then it had pronunciation. And I was like, look, when it does this, it's telling you how to say these really big words that were in it. Let me go get the book. It's right over here. It's called The Wonders of Nature. So we've just been reading straight through it. Coccolithophore. Chalk is made from the fossilized remains of coccolithophores. It may be smaller than a grain of salt, but this shell is one of the most beautiful in nature. If you don't know what a coccolithophore looks like, it looks like that. All right. It is a sphere made from many plates called coccoliths. Living inside is the organism that built it, a coccolithophore. Quite a mouthful to say. Coccolithophores are miniature, that she was stuck on miniature life forms that live in the sea. If conditions are right, they can increase rapidly. They can fit a whole lifetime into one day, so they multiply very quickly. Coccolithophores gather together in blooms, which drift on the surface of the sea. 1 quart of seawater may contain more than 100 million of them. The blooms are even visible in satellite images taken from space. They turn the sea milky white because they reflect sunlight. Cocoa lithophores. Look at that. That's what the shell looks like. So they make chalk. Well, they become chalk. They don't really make it. And then she moved on to kelp. And then she was like, Dad, did you know? I don't even think it's in here. Let me see. She's like, Dad, did you know that so-and-so put their babies, otters hide their babies in kelp so that they don't get eaten or something like that? And I was like, what? How do you know this? Kid knows stuff. She just knows stuff. Okay, so here's what I did wrong on this guy. So here is where the ear should be, but I think I drew it way back there where it shouldn't be. It's funny that he made them and then he shaded them, or they. I keep saying, oh, Lance. Okay, so it is a he. All right, they shaded it, but then when I went to go shade mine, I was like, hey, wait a minute, that ear is way back there. It shouldn't be back there. It should be like, I gotta move it now. So I gotta fix it. The ear, which I like, it's sad because I finally made an ear I liked. But it should be like here. Just moving that tiny bit makes him look a whole lot better, except that I screwed up drawing the ear. I know it's on the screen. I didn't want you to see how terrible it was. So his ear was way back here, which was wrong. It's got to be up here. It's got to be like... Oh, I'm just going to go big and draw real dark right away. Oh, and it curls around like this. And then there's a line that comes down. Let's go back up to the ear. Oh. All right, and then this is all like dark inside. And then there's some shadow, some shading here. There. And that's where it should be. I drew it. It looks really small. It's probably like a centimeter or so, but now like the cheekbone kind of lines up to where, right? His nose is still quite large. Like that. There's like a little shadow here. There's a little shadow down back here, of course. And then definitely could use some manscaping on that eyebrow. As long as they don't meet in the middle, I guess it's all right. I mean, it's not super bad, right? It's not terrible. I mean, this is terrible. This guy's like an alien, and this guy's just got a big nose. Look at that's like an hour and a half of drawing today. Terrible equals fetch. All right. So ears. And then, let's see. The eye is situated between the brow and the base of the nose. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, it tends to be more in line with the lower part of the eyebrow, or the ear. The ear tends to be in the lower part of the eyebrow. Yeah, otherwise your glasses would slide off. It's like right here. Depends if you're frowning or not. Can you smell what Chris is drawing? I hope not. I mean, because it's a dude's face. Babies' ears are said to be rounder than in adults, but I haven't noticed it. They do seem to be more concave. Ears have a confounded habit of having extra forms. Notice the double helix and 2 lumps on this lobe. Oh, that's my kind of ear. I have this double ridge helix thing going on. So like some ears have a pronounced like inner ridge and some don't. Oh, and this one has like 2 whorls. So I see what he's saying. He's saying like some ears on that upper part there, they kind of separate, and then you have like these 2 separate, like it still connects like normal, but you have like that, and then this one goes like in deeper into the ear when this one comes back around, and then there's like another ridge here which some ears don't have. And then like here there's like this, and then this is all dark in here. Something like that. So they can get pretty fancy. The ears can get pretty fancy or complicated. Earlobes can hang, be attached, or even be underdeveloped. So ears can hang like this, right? And then this is the upper ear up here. So they can hang. Oh no, yeah. Or they can be attached. So then it says they can go like this. So this one is kind of hanging on its own here, and then this one is kind of attached, so when the ear comes down like that. Or they can be underdeveloped, which kind of like this first one. This first one is sort of like where it just goes like that, really, right? And the jawline is there, or the ear line or whatever. So, underdeveloped, attached, hanging off of the jaw. What do I have? Can't see, the beard's too thick. Probably hiding my terrible ears. Okay. Eyes. I'm going to move on to eyes. The eyes have it. Lay in the size, location, and folds of the eye. Okay. So he's got like a really... What am I doing? What do I got, an HB here? That's fine. I'll use the HB. Nope. I got my finger on my devices. Okay. When drawing the eye, always begin by drawing a sphere and wrapping the lids over it. Check. Sphere. One sphere coming up. All right. Spherish. And then, so then the... Mm-hmm. And then the other one is kind of like underneath it. And then like there's like the eye booger catcher. I don't know. There's got to be a name for that eye booger catcher. It's called the eye booger catcher. Place in eye crust. Rheum collects in the corner of your eye and along the lash line and forms into a crust because your eyes aren't flushing it out. Most people get rid of eye crust by wiping their finger in the corner of their eye, but that's actually not the correct way to do it. What? It's just, there's got to be a technical term for it, not just. I mean, I just wash my face in the morning. Many doctors recommend using a wet, warm washcloth to get rid of eye crust. Simply hold a warm washcloth to your eye to soften the mucus and gently wipe it away. Be sure to wash your hands afterwards. This was written in 2015. Here, I found an image that says parts of the eye. It's called the lacrimal carbuncle. I love it. We're going to write that down. So the corner of the eye, where your eye goop gets stuck at night, is called the lacrimal carbuncle. Now I knew lacrimal because it's like something about eye duct, tear duct or something. Lacrimal, pertaining to tears, right? So I knew that word. I didn't know that lacrimal. It was called carbuncle. You know what else is also a carbuncle? The thing underneath the turkey's neck. It's carbuncles. It must just be like wavy skin. Carbuncle must just mean wavy skin. Carbuncle. A naked fleshy outgrowth. that describes a lot of. What do you got there? You got a carbuncle in your pants? Or are you happy to see me? All right, lacrimal carbuncle. See, I knew it had a real name. I'm just calling it corner of the eye, lazy. Okay, and then this is just like loop. All right, and then up here, there's like the. Okay. All right, so we got this. So when drawing the eye, always begin by drawing a sphere and wrapping the lids over it. Oh, and then they did like a whole bunch of stuff real fast here. So then they say like here. So wrap the lid over it, and then it just kind of goes away. And then under here, this one is like, so we still see this we still see the general shape of the orb, but not so pronounced now. Okay. And then they did like a bunch of shading, and I'm not going to do just yet. Oh, but it all will get, because your eye is not bulging out of your head, but. All right, there are two forms of the inner corner of the eye. Oh, right there, he calls it caruncula. Semilunar fold, that's the part that goes up against your eye, and then the caruncula, or the lacrimal carbuncle, is the extra skin part over there. Hence, there are two highlights. So he's got two. Okay, so I see what he's saying. He's saying like there's a should be a line there, is what he's saying. Okay. Oh, and then there should be oh, and this one has like a heavy thing here. It's like the edge of the eyelid. Do you like my eyes? The outer corner of the eye is usually higher than the inner corner. The upper lid overlaps the lower lid at the outer corner. That's it. I'm like looking at OBS while getting my face way up in the camera. Look into my eyes. If you take my class, you'd better not show the top of the iris. This looks unnatural. It's true. You can't see the top of my iris, right? Unless I look down. But if I'm looking right at you, I'm looking right at you, fast robot. Looking right at you. All right, back to this eye. I'm running out of time here. The lid should always partially cover the top of the iris. Check. So, what he says is, because now I know it's a he, is that this works. Just like that. Oh, and then he's got like a little, don't shade in there, but then shade everything around that. 4H? No, I want to, yeah, I don't want it to be. What kind of shading does he do? Oh, he just does like a, oh, I saw the curve. Because I always, if it's round, I always shade in a round sort of pattern, right? Because the lines, even though you can't really see the lines in the shading here, it kind of, the way that it draws, the way that it draws the eye. A pun about drawing the eye. Oh, there we go. So you can't really see the individual lines on the shading, but you see every once in a while, you see it like a swirl, and you get the impression that it's round. It's a pretty evil looking eye. Oh, look, and I kind of got like a nose going on down here already. All right. Okay, so he does that, and then, this should be a little rougher line here. There's a little shading underneath the eye there. Now, this part should be higher than this part, and mine isn't. I mean, it depends how you turn the paper, but the outer corner of the eye is usually higher. Yeah, I just read that. Okay, so oh, see, he's got two different eyes. He's got like a cartoon eye, and then he's got like a more realistic eye. So on this one, I'm just gonna leave that eye. I'm gonna leave it just like that. And then there should be some shed. So there should be some under shading. Make sure I'm using the pencil I want to use, which is this one. See, again, I'm going to do this kind of like curved shading thing. And then up here, like, not the whole thing is shaded. But there's still some shading going on. It's interesting. Like one of his other, I see a couple different. So he's got another eye here that goes like. Kind of like that. And then there's the lacrimal caruncle. Just going to keep calling it that now. And then like. Now on this one I'm going to do like a full pupil and then the iris. Right, and then, but it's got like a different eye shape a little bit there. And then like this should have a little heavier shading up here. Like this. And then this has just a little bit of shading here. And then there's the, shading of the eye itself. Because remember, it's like of this big orb. Wow, that was fast. I mean, it's not perfect, but look at these eyes at the beginning of today's session and look at these eyes at the end of today's session. Creepy. You can see what I did wrong. I can see all kinds of stuff that I did wrong in this. Like I didn't make the sphere first, right? But now I'll just give him glasses. His ears were a little low. There, I touched him up for the end of the day. Still looks like an alien. His head's way too big. His head should be like here, I think. I think it should be like right there. Oh, we'll just do, he's got like a man bun going on here. That's it. It's 2 o'clock. Terrible Art Tuesday complete. I have to go get my daughter from school. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Today was just kind of heads and eyes and ears and stuff like that because I'm terrible at that. I'm not mad at this. I'm not really mad at that either. And I'm not mad at these eyes. So improvement. 5 weeks and I see a little improvement already. Because if we go back to day 1, look at the eye on Terribolus the tortoise. It's just super basic. Terribolus the tortoise, you have the most basic eye. How dare you say I have a basic eye? You're so basic, Terribolus the tortoise. You're so basic, Christopher. I better go talk to some real people because I think I'm cracking up a little bit here. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow for World Building Wednesday, noon to 2 Central, just like every week. We are going book shopping. I'm going to do some comic book speculation because I heard something's getting picked up as a television show, and usually the comic book prices bump up. And I'm pretty sure I saw them at half price books last time I was there. We'll find out. I'll tell you tomorrow. Have a great day.